Hi everybody, it's Terry over here on the Robin's Nest. I just got off of a live sale, and maybe I should have cleaned off my desk before I started, huh? Anyway, day one of tracking my 54 days to a craft show. And I'm going to pull you up over here. Not sure how long I'm going to be able to look into that light. After my cataract surgery, light really bugs me. Oh, my iPad's, that one's dead. Let's try the iPad while you guys are jumping on. Oh, it's so emotional selling originals. So emotional. It's like, as soon as I was done, I wanted to go home and go to bed and forget it ever happened and cry myself to sleep. And that's so odd. But that's what I want to talk about tonight. If I can get to my page. Because what I'm wanting to do is kind of do a whole tutorial thing on getting ready for a craft show, how to do a craft show, all the things. Wish I could enlarge my, no, there we go. Maybe. All right, so inside of my painting group, Painting for Profits, I started that in January of 2020. I started going live in 2017, 2018, and things progressed, and I kept doing fewer and fewer craft shows along the way until 2019, and I only did 3. Hi, Vicki. Sorry, I'm gonna have to turn off this light because I just had my cataracts done, or one, and the bright light bugs me, so I know it's gonna be dark, sorry. Maybe this one will help, and it is off to the side a little bit. We'll see how that one goes. It's not straight in my face. So, anyway, and you know, I can talk all I want about craft shows and what we did at craft shows and how they went, and you know, because I was figuring it up. In 20 years, we probably did 500 to 600 craft shows, because at some points we were doing 30 to 40 a year, and that was a lot of craft shows. And so I always talk about it, but it's like, maybe now it's time to prove my point, right? So what has happened is back in 2015, well, it's been 10 years, so it's 2025. 2015, they started a parade here in town. I live in a town of 3,000 people. We have a thing called Candy Canes on Main, and it's a lighted parade, brings people in from all over the place, super crowded, and they had a craft show. And the first 2 or 3 years, it was fantastic because it was right there in the midst of all the people. And then they decided to move it. Caution when they want to move a craft show. That should be a blinking red light for you that, we don't know if we should move a craft show, because now it's 4 blocks away from where your crowd is. And if your crowd isn't from town, or they didn't know how to get down there, or they didn't see the advertisement that had been changed, or they just, you know, sometimes it's cold out there on December 5th watching a parade, and you're just ready to go home, right? Because you're sitting there freezing. And they have other things after the parade. They've got story time with Santa, and they've got the stores are all open. So it's kind of like a Hallmark Christmas. But once they moved it, it went downhill quick. Well, I don't think we did it the last year that they did it, but of course in 2020 it shut down. And then they decided to bring it back last year. But 2 years ago, or maybe last year was the first time. But the stores in town did not want the competition because their stores were packed with people, because you have people coming in from all over the place for this parade, right? And the shop owners were like, no, we don't want to share. We want the money coming into our stores. We don't want to share it with crafters or whatever. Well, fine, but I'm not going to do your craft show if you're not going to let us set up on Friday. I don't want the leftovers from Saturday of people that aren't going to drive back to town, because now all you got is a few craft booths and some stores open, right? Your big attraction is gone. And when that disappears, when they do something like that to you at a craft show, you want to run. You want to run as fast as you can, because if they're not willing to let you be set up during the good hours, during the parade, after the parade, before the parade, however that works, when all those people, you can't, it's so packed in town, you can't find a place to park. It's easier for me to take the golf cart out, no matter how cold it is, and go 6 blocks up the road, and I could get an easier spot, or just walking for that matter. So you have all these people here, but crafters can't set up. It's like, okay, well, that didn't work for them last year, and they asked me to do it, and I'm like, no, if you can't let me set up during the good time, I'm not coming here. I don't mind, and I got Dennis Menace here tonight. I don't, it wasn't ever a great show, but it was, close to a couple $1,000s, and I still had another show the week after down in Belleville, Illinois, so I wasn't too worried about having things left over. And during Christmas, you expect big sales, because I had a lot of merchandise, because it was my husband and me, and we probably had $10,000 to $15,000 worth of inventory in our trailer. So, but it was to help out locally, and we had local buyers and everything. So anyway, this year they post in the vendors wanted on Facebook, and it said, come set up. And of course, I don't read the whole thing, and I say, well, if you let crafters set up on Friday, I would do it. Not thinking, but they let them in now. And I get a reply, well, we do let you in on Friday. And then I'm like, stick my foot in my mouth, because now I can't use that as an excuse, right? So I'm going to do my first craft show since 2019. That's been 6 years ago, an in-person craft show. So I'm going to walk you through getting ready for a craft show. Luckily, usually I'm the week before trying to get everything prepared. I got 54 more days until the craft show. It is December 5th, and I'm going to try to go live every day. I'm going to make a reel or two every day, and I'm going to take you through my process of getting ready for a craft show. From some simple projects, from just advice, how my booth is going to be set up, actually setting up my booth, actually during the sale, and just pointers along the way, because I got to keep myself in check as well, so that I don't fall out of the mood, right? And I've already given away my trailer to my daughter, who parked it in a field, and now I'm hoping that it has pumped up tires on it so I can get it home, because otherwise all my grid wall is set up here in my shop. I would have to tear it all down. So we're going to start with the very basics of a craft show, because she has my cash register, my checkout station. I'm going to go to a craft show with not being prepared. Luckily, down in our storage unit where I went today, I have a few, not a whole lot, but at craft shows, I like to have, I talked about this today in a post. I like to have showstoppers. I don't want just a little table with some items on there that people have to look down at the table to see, and they don't really stand out. I want big. I want everything 6 foot off the ground. I want big sleds. I want big screen doors. I want some of my sitting characters. I want a stack of 100. Well, we're not going to make 100 this year, but I told my husband we could make 10. A stack of 10 snowmen that I can personalize. And I'm going to do a lot of my canvases, my gluing of paper to wood that made me money. I'm going to have my medium price things, and I'm going to have my high price things so that I can capture a bigger audience. So, day 1, this is what I'm, so that we don't have to repeat it on day 20. This is what we're doing, and I hope you follow along. Because at the end of all of it, I'm going to put together an ebook or something that tells you how to do a craft show from start to finish. From making the product, setting it up, you know, what you need to know if you're somebody new to it, or, I don't know, we just have 1,001 questions about craft shows. I have not had a real 9-to-5 job for 26 years. Crafts have been my business, whether it's been eBay and Etsy, and I wholesaled, and I designed out of China, and I've done all the things. And crafts have made my husband and I, because he quit his job 2 years after I started to help me. And so he hasn't had a job for 24 years. This has been our full-time income. I just graduated from craft shows, public, to online. And it's the best thing I ever did for my business. Going online, you know, my husband's been in a chair since January because his knee rotted out, and he had to have another transplant of his knee, and then a rod put in it, and then another knee. And now he just had a hip 5 weeks ago. He's just now getting around. If that would have happened when we were doing craft shows, I would have had to gotten out and got a regular job, because I couldn't have done craft shows by myself and make all the product for the craft shows. So online saved my business. I've got a painting membership group. I've got a selling group. Now I make the canvas product. And you know what? I went online tonight and I sold more than I probably would have sold at a craft show. If you guys missed Virtual Home Decor Marketplace tonight, you need to go watch my sale. I'll post it here. I might just redo it because I had a live sale, so I had a lot of different products. Well, they claimed them in the live sale, so I don't know what's left. So that's the problem about putting that video over here, because you guys wouldn't see the comments and know what was left. So I'm going to give the replay a couple of days, and whatever's left, then I'll do a sale here on my page. But so day 1, craft show prep. Get rid of the stuff. Get rid of the, you know, it's what, 2 weeks till Halloween, 3? Whatever it is, you need to clean up your space. And that's why I did that live sale today. I went to a craft show yesterday at Covered Bridge in Indiana. And, you know, I'm seeing all the fall stuff, and I'm like, as a painter and somebody who does a painting membership, I'm all about the fall. We just did some incredible scarecrows last week. Did some crows. I mean, they were so pretty. I don't have time to decorate. As a maker, I got to be on Christmas, because this Covered Bridge that we went to, we did it for about 15 years and never failed. It's a 10-day show. The first 5 days, everybody wanted fall. The next 5 days, they wanted Christmas. There was no really mix and match. So it's like, you got to get rid of your fall now, and you've got to get on to Christmas, because that's what people are buying. Many of the sellers over on Virtual Home Decor Marketplace haven't sold fall for probably 2 or 3 weeks. They've been on only Christmas, because, you know, by the time we get this done, we get it packaged and invoiced to you, and you get it, it's going to take a little bit. So that's, you've been to Covered Bridge? We went to Bridgeton, but we couldn't get there until after a parade in a different town, so it was like 2:30 in the afternoon. It closed at 5, and then we went to Rockville. So tomorrow, and it's a place where you can't go live because you have no phone service. It's out in the middle of nowhere. But tomorrow I'll try to take more video. I took pictures yesterday of some of my stuff that is there because of that company I work for in China is still making my stuff. And it's okay, because I made lots of money from him when we were doing it. I didn't know he was still selling it, though. But whatever. But it used to be a very, very good show. And I don't know about you guys, if you're a crafter, the shows 20 years ago compared to now are so different. Even 10 years from now. Oh, I probably haven't done that show for 10 years. At the very most that I ever made in 10 days, I made $18,000 in 10 days. I mean, we were swapping. He would go one day, I'd stay at home and paint. He would go the next day, or I would go, he would cut, so that we, but we had like a month to prepare for this show. But every year they kept bringing in the imports, and pretty soon everybody was coming for North Face, and then they were coming for Uggs, and they were coming for everything but crafts. And so then bamboo pillows came. And I fought with bamboo pillows for probably 2-3 years. Not fight, just seeing everybody had a bamboo pillow. I even went and bought a bamboo pillow. That was the stupidest thing ever. I didn't like them. Maybe other people did. But my income had went down. It was just under $5,000. And that may seem like a lot, but we had to drive back and forth an hour. Plus it cost me $1,000 for my booth. So it was no longer profitable. And when we went there on Saturday, it's like, we only made it through half of it. And I bet out of everybody there, I found 5 hand-painted booths. Hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people. So online saved my business. And I don't know what else to say about it. But if you're a crafter, you need to be selling online, you guys. It's so... I just decided this afternoon that I was going to have a sale. I came home after going to a pumpkin patch, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to start this series, day 54. What do I got to do? And it was like, got to get rid of the stuff. We got to get rid of the fall. I even went down to my storage unit and pulled out 3 tubs that had perfectly good things to make things for fall in them. And I pulled those out. I had that jug and a few other things in there that I sold tonight. But I probably made about at least $1,000 tonight, if not more. I will count it up in the next day, and I'll let you know. I can't go to a craft show that's close by and make $1,000 in a half hour. But that's where everything is going. Great. I'll have to look those up. We went to a really good variety store in Rockville last night. I want to go back to it. It's like walking back into a time capsule. They had all the things that we had when we were kids. And they sold my Ballo Milk, which is my very favorite candy bar. And I mean, it looked like an old Ben Franklin store with the plastic faces that Grandma used to crochet around and metal toys. And it was amazing. I want to go back in there. Yes, going online is much easier. You don't have the setup. You don't have the thing. I'm going to do it one time. And I'm going to call it, they pay me through PayPal. I send PayPal invoices and they pay by credit card. Super easy. We've trained our audience. We got an amazing audience of customers who don't think twice now about, about how to pay. They've got it down. It's pretty easy to learn. And, taking a credit card at a craft show, especially if you're over there at Covered Bridge where you don't get service, you take a chance because you got to go up on a hill to download to make sure your credit cards went through. And some people just don't take credit cards. So selling online, to be able to come in here tonight, pull stuff off my shelves that I've been selling, I forgot to even grab my cards, grabbing some cards, giving it a price, and selling, I don't know how many items I sold, probably 30 or 35 tonight. That quick. I didn't have to go to, now it is a paid group, but I didn't have to travel to a craft show. I didn't have to have Our booths, if they were a big booth, took us 7 hours to set up, tear down, sit there and wait, and all the things for 2 or 3 days. And basically I came in tonight, I grabbed stuff off the thing, I went to the storage unit, and I still got a pile here on my table that I didn't even have time to sell. And to sell all that within a half hour, plus the little bit of time that it took me to set up, you can see it's almost gone off my shelf behind me because it's time to move on to Christmas. So I would love to find more hand painters to come into Virtual Home Decor Marketplace. That's what our audience wants. We've tried wreaths, we've tried clothing, we've tried jewelry. It is a hand-painted thing. And it's hard to find hand-painted people who paint, because yesterday before I went, I ran up 25, come check us out on the marketplace and see if you'd like to sell live with us. Or, you know, we have buy it nows. I passed out 3. There were only 3 out of that. Now, we only made it halfway through, so I'll take them with me. But 3 people that do what kind of similar to what we do that was at that craft show. It's been taken over by food trucks and the earbuds that we had to go find for my grandson all over, so I couldn't see nothing. And but that was it. So tomorrow we're going to go back and hit the other side. But to make the same amount of money in a half hour that you can. In fact, I got a message from one of the sellers. On Thursdays, we have a maker's market. And she messaged me. She said, I made $615 on Thursday night. Thursday night is when they can sell kits and supplies. $600 in a half hour. And that was just with supplies. So, and some sell a lot more. So anyway, this wasn't supposed to be about selling online. This is about getting ready for a craft show, because I'm going to do my farewell tour. I'm going to be Cher on the stage, who only she's said it how many times that she's doing her farewell tour. This is my farewell tour of craft shows. I'm going to go do it. When I'm done, guess what happens? The night after I have my farewell tour, in fact, I should make t-shirts. Farewell Craft Show Tour 2025. That's a good idea. And I'm going to run ads on Facebook for like a 45-mile radius to attract people to come to the craft booth. You know, I got 55 days to get people interested in coming. And so yeah. And then when I'm done, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take everything off the tables, put them in tubs, and I'm going to come here and I'm going to do a live sale, and I'm going to get rid of all of it. I won't have to store it till next year. And we'll kind of do a little comparison. How much did I sell at the craft show? Because I'm going to take you guys with me, and you can watch the sales. And then I'm going to have a sale on the marketplace with what's left, and you're going to see a total for both. And that's going to be after I sold the good stuff. And some of the good stuff is good because it's stuff that I've had since 2019, but it's still really good, and it's higher priced because I know I got at least one screen door. I've got suitcases. I've got a wine barrel. I've got a tricycle. I was down there today. I've probably got 10 big pieces, a huge reel sled. And those are going to be higher. I can't sell those at my online sale. There's just no way. You made $500. That's still good. I'm not saying anything about if you just do a craft show because you just want some extra money in your pocket. Those are totally fine. I'm talking about people who want to make a business out of selling crafts, because the marketplace is not for hobbyists. It is a full-time job for most of the people there, because we don't take a break. Once Christmas is over, we come right back. In fact, the second weekend of December, we've got our big Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter sale, the second weekend of December, because we only take off the week between Christmas and New Year. So we sell year round. Whereas if you weren't doing it full time, you know, most of the sellers, when they started, we just started because it was kind of a group that I had started and had an audience, and I invited everybody else to sell with me. And we thought, okay, December 2020, we're done. We'll come back next fall. And as soon as I said that, they were like, hey, wait, what? You're quitting on us? We need Valentine's Day. We need Easter. Where are you guys at? And I've got people like Donna Ledbetter saying, I never painted Easter in my life. What do you want me to do? And I'm like, I guess we learned how to paint Easter, right? So while craft shows are ending in December, you can sell online all year long. And it's amazing. I think it was Roxana who, we did one on Super Bowl Sunday, and in 15 minutes, it was over $1,000. I think it was $1,500, $1,700 in 15 minutes on Super Bowl Sunday. Now, you got to have a lot of product when you do that. So I'm not saying that it's easy at all. How these ladies do it all the time, I don't know how. But so the craft show is going to be in Casey, Illinois. And those people from my craft shows probably don't even remember me. But I stayed in Indianapolis, St. Louis, and a lot of Missouri. I loved Missouri craft shows. But then up above Chicago, Chicago hated me, but above Chicago, they loved me because I knew where my audience was. So I think that I can attract, if I have this stuff, because I'm going to have to promote this every day between now and December 5th. I'm going to have to show product that I'm getting done because I've got to show those people what I got, right? And it's the same way if you're doing a craft show. You need to be online promoting your craft show. You need to be showing people what you do. You got to promote yourself because the role of the craft show promoter is to promote the craft show. They're not there to promote you individually. That's on you. It's kind of like the marketplace. I promote the marketplace. The seller who sells, they got to promote their sale. It's kind of the same way. So, you know, I get a good draw because we bring in a lot of people from out of town just for this lighted parade. They decorate everything. You know, Santa comes in on the truck, and it's like Hallmark movie. People come for this, you know, big tractors, all decorated with lights. It's amazing, but it's also cold sometimes. So, so that's where I live. It is, but I also live in a town of the world's largest. We have the world's largest mailbox, rocking chair, wind chime, deer antlers, hoe, barbershop pole, key, car key, top. I don't think the taco's the biggest because some are just big. But so being a town like that draws in a lot of people as well because I don't know where they're doing Santa. Santa's usually under the mailbox. I think they changed it this year. But it does bring a lot of people to town. See me so excited? I'm excited because I got rid of a lot of fall stuff. Thinking about doing a craft show at Christmas is kind of like, oh, I don't know. But if I've got a membership group talking about painting for a profit and talking about craft shows, I need to prove my point, right? I need to walk them through it. So even though I'll be sharing more inside of that group, I'll still be coming on here and sharing other things with you guys. Hi, Beth. I'm glad to see that your retreat went really well. That's so odd that I said retreat. I took Jennifer Smith to my storage unit with me tonight to show her, and one of the boxes I opened was from my retreat back in 2021. All the pink sunglasses, the popcorn bags, all of it was in there. No, I'm going inside. There's Donna. Donna's one of the sellers on the marketplace. who had to learn how to paint Easter pretty quick, but she does a fantastic job. So it is inside. They do have some outdoor spots, but the outdoor spots are only on Saturday. I want to be there when that crowd comes in on Friday. That's the most important thing. Don't do a craft show if they don't let you do it on the day when the people are going to be there. Walk away. I say that from experience. Angie, you canceled your 2-booth show on Saturday and spent the time prepping for tonight's showing. So, Angie, with Angie's Expression, is also over on Virtual Home Decor Marketplace. So sometimes at craft shows, you gotta weigh the differences. So like when we only did craft shows, I would book a craft show every weekend in the fall, knowing that I could not make it to them, but you have to sign up early, right? So if I had a really good show this weekend and I had a show the next weekend, what's my trade-off? Do I go ahead and go to this show and wait for the third one? So let's say we got 3. Say we got 3 craft shows. Okay, so I do one really good and I don't have enough product to actually, don't know how to hold up 3 fingers, but let's say we go to this show. Say I go to Brimcorn and it's really good. And then the next weekend is the Cheese Festival. Do I go to the Cheese Festival so that I'm ready for Evansville this weekend? Or do I cut my loss on the second show? Let's say I'm going to lose $200 for the booth fee that I just ate, right? Or do I have this date in here so that I have 2 or 3 extra days to make more product to have a better third show? And so a lot of times I had to miss a show so that I had the time to make for the third one. Because if I would have went to 2 and I had even less, that means I have even less for number 3. So sometimes you got to, if you're selling a lot, you got to take those chances, because what if you break down? What if it rains? You have all kinds of different things. When you're selling online, it's like, oh, well, this week I'm sick. I got a sore throat. Didn't get enough done. I'll just wait and sign up next week. So you're never having to, or I'll just put it on a buy it now. So much simpler, because back in the day when we had to rely on craft shows, it was a big problem if I couldn't make it to a craft show, because it was my only form of income. And we raised both of our daughters on craft shows. So now you don't have that problem when you have a place to sell. You embroider towels, but you love to paint. Lisa, Darla Doodles, if you live up in Minnesota, she loves taking all that stuff and she resells it. I do. I have a lot. I've got a lot upstairs, and that's another reason I decided to do a craft show. To sell it online, I've got a movie projector, you guys. An 8mm movie projector that I love, but it is so heavy. I'll paint it up for that. And there's just some things that, I did get rid of the bowling balls. I used to paint the bowling ball inside as a snowman head, and then if I had the case, I would make it Frosty's bowling lanes and put the ball in the... So many good things that you can paint for a in-person show that you can't sell online. Anybody else got any questions? Because that's where I'm at. Now it is time to invoice everybody for what they bought tonight. Do that next. And then at least my husband is back up and he can move again. So that was another reason I decided to go ahead and have a sale, because he gets to pack it all. I'm not packing. About Easter in December. Yes. Tell Noah there is no break in the online space. It's time to get ready for Easter, and that's, by Thanksgiving, as crafters, guess what? Even when you do craft shows, you know that Thanksgiving is your cutoff date for decorating. It was hard to sell anything that decorates after Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, people are looking for gifts. And that's when our personalized items exploded more. Our big snowman heads that I personalized across their hat band. I just had them out a little while ago. Maybe not. I don't touch anything, it'll all fall over. During the live sale, I just started stacking it everywhere. But they're looking for gifts. And believe it or not, I sell those canvases. I've already got people buying Valentine's Day and Easter already. And then it's like, oh, these are so old, I don't remember where I put them on my computer to go find them. And so I'm searching. But yeah, I'm selling canvases for those already. So anyway, I'm going to let you guys go because I'm going to go through my sale. You can go to, you guys, you know what I love about selling online? And I've said this since the beginning. If you've ever thought about selling online, you need to go to Virtual Home Decor Marketplace. You need to take out your pen and paper and you need to write that stuff down, and then you need to total it. And then you can see that I can't lie to you, that you can make money online. You can see it for yourself. Every single weekend, these ladies go live. And all you have to go and total it on Tuesday because we get more replays and sell more during the replays than the lives. But for tonight's sale, if you go on Tuesday, and I can give you a number right here, and I can come on Tuesday night and say, this is how much money I made. I can post it real big. You know what? Because you can go and you can add it up and you can say, oh, she didn't lie. Here it is in black and white. She knows what she's talking about. Because, so many things on the internet these days, make $1 million doing this, or how many of us fell for make money stuffing envelopes back in the day, right? How much money did we ever make stuffing envelopes out of those darn newspapers? Or, I don't know, that was such a racket, right? But online, I can tell you that, I don't know, the one who did $650 on Thursday, her sale may be down, but when she tells me $600, I don't have to go back and look, because if I wanted to, I could take the time to go back and look and see that she made $600 in a half hour, because it's not a secret. It's all right there for you to see. Now, Janice, we did have a trailer. Oh, you do estate sales for that way. That's a good idea. Oh, you did chainsaw sculptures? How cool is that? I always wanted to try a chainsaw sculpture, but I always thought I'd cut off my arm or something. It is maybe Darla or Angie or Donna. One of them can put the link, because there are two different pages. One is an old one. But it's Virtual Home Decor Marketplace. Yes, so we have two different sets of sellers. We have some that never go live. They post pictures of what they have for sale, and that stuff sells pretty quick, depending on what it is. I mean, not all the times does it sell. I still can't sell my flamingo. I am still searching for that person to buy that flamingo on the marketplace, and I'm not going to take it down until it sells. And it's not that it's ugly, because it's beautiful. But I haven't found a flamingo buyer. So, I kind of have to prove a point that it's not just because it's my things that things sell for me. It's because people apparently don't want a flamingo on their door. But I'm telling you, I'm not lowering my price, and I'm not putting it on the burn pile. Someday, I'm going to find that person who wants a flamingo. Apparently, people in Florida don't watch Virtual Home Decor Marketplace. So yes, it's cost $100 a month. You can have up to 10 items online at once. We also do 2 auctions a month in that group. And then the people who sell live pay $200 a month, and they get the buy it now. They can do the buy it nows too, and they can have a sale every week. So, and those prices are going to go up in January. So it's just very convenient. I had COVID in my favor when I talked everybody into doing that, because guarantee you most of them would have never pushed that go live button. But it's not near as bad. I wish I still had some of those videos from back then. We were a hot mess. I'm still a hot mess. Those ladies are professionals now. I just get on there once in a while and sell. But yeah, it is nothing that none of us have not already been through. We have all taken that, I don't think I can do it. Well, if you want to sell crafts, you got to do it. I mean, there's good and bad things to everything. So Debbie, I don't know if, did you do the oyster ornaments? Message me. So, who was it that just signed up? Oh, the lady that sent me the thing that she sold $650 on Thursday. She tried Buy It Nows for a while, and then she saw that the live sales were much better. It's the best thing that ever happened to every one of our businesses. Some people have come. Some people, it didn't work out for them. Other people, they built their businesses so big they didn't need the marketplace anymore. And so, it's like anything else. But anyway, I'm going to let you go. We're going to concentrate on a craft show. And I'm just going to be transparent about it all. There may be some days when I'm totally lost and thinking, do I really want to do this? And how am I going to get anything there? Because my trailer's sitting 2 hours away in a field, and it may need tires on it, and I might have to take all this stuff down and go set it up, when I could easily sell it right here. So totally easy. I could sell probably more in an hour than all the work it's going to take me to set up personally. It's going to take me hours and hours to get ready for that, compared to I just flopped in today and probably made $1,000. Within, I think I was on for about 20 minutes. So it's not that it's going to be easy, but I want to document everything from start to finish, so that somebody who's brand new, because I'm telling you guys, people are begging for handmade stuff. Going to that covered bridge, I heard one lady telling a lady who had a booth, and I bought something from her. It's pretty big. I had to carry it. It was heavy. I'll post a picture of it. But she said, I'm so glad. I just want to buy something homemade. And people are really looking for that stuff. So don't think that just because you make it, people don't want it, because they do. It's a dying art, especially the handmade stuff. So it's a great business to be in. It's a great business to start off in. And but I'm going to do it for you guys. I'm going to do a craft show. Believe me. Kind of worried about it, to be honest with you, but we'll see the difference that it makes. So we'll take it step by step and see what happens. All right. We got gnats flying. All right, ladies, I will talk to you soon. Bye.